2015 World Health Organization Situation Report on cholera outbreak in Ghana indicated that the country had recorded some 591 confirmed cholera cases with 5 deaths between January and May. The report noted that cases were recorded in 29 districts across 8 regions over the period. Now, the only regions spared were the Northern and Upper East regions. This year, only 1 case has been recorded so far. The rains have set in, and I would want to find out what sanitation measures are being put in place to ensure that we do not have a recurrence of last year's event. And then also, what have we done right to at least ensure that this year only 1 case has been recorded, and going forward we do not record any such cases. I've been joined in studio by 2 persons in various capacities and knowledge on this issue to help us understand and put it in proper perspective. On my immediate left we have Dr. Emmanuel Joti. He is a senior specialist of public health at the national coordinator for the cholera prevention and control with Ghana Health Service. And then also we have Robert Coleman. He is the director for communications with Zoomlion. And let me welcome gentlemen, and thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much, Martin.
To start with, let me start with you, Doc. Congratulations to all of us, at least for the number of deaths and cholera cases we have recorded. There's on just 1. But then, what is the Ghana Health Service, or what have you done to at least get us recording this very low, almost insignificant number?
Yeah, in the first place, I have to thank each and everyone that have put in the necessary support that we need to be able to bring the situation to this level. We have done a couple of interventions. The first, I must say that the setting up a coordination mechanism. That is, prevention and control of cholera cannot be done by only one agency or sector. So we managed to bring the health and non-health actors in this prevention of cholera. So the Ministry of Health, the Ministry of Local Government, Ministry of Water Resources, that's the key ministries. We have come together to form a National Technical Coordinating Committee, and this helped us to really put come out with one plan, an integrated plan. Key in it is the wash intervention, that's the water sanitation hygiene, which is being led by the Ministry of Local Government and the Ministry of Water Resources. So realize that these are some of the things that we are doing. And also, when we did evaluation of the 2014-2015 cholera outbreak, there were some challenges that we identified. So we had to review our standard operating procedures for cholera. So that we reviewed it to ensure that all these interventions that we're talking about, enhancing surveillance, ensuring that if cases are detected, they are managed in an appropriate manner, ensure that the populations are aware, that is risk communication and social mobilization, and then we talk about the wash intervention. So this, you see, is an integrated intervention.
Partnership with all these other agencies. So certainly your work wouldn't have been complete and successful without the participation of the likes of Zoomlion. And so let me bring in Robert Coleman here. Interestingly, your portion or the role you play is very critical. What did you do within the last year that has, helped us chalk this success with regard to the fight against cholera?
Yes, thank you, Martin. Let me quickly say that the work plan of Zoomlion, we are to deploy workers effectively in every district assemblies or municipal or metropolitan assembly, which we have done this year very well. We identified most of the areas that were worst hit. That when I talk about working effectively, I'm talking about the environmental sanitation management, that's the public cleansing aspect, the desilting of drains, the collection of garbage at unauthorized places and all that. So we needed to have a meeting with the entire workforce to be able to sensitize them that they have a remarkable role to play, and which I can say to you that they have done effectively. We also decided that in order to engender attitudinal change, public education is critical and key. And therefore, we identified certain specific locations. Aye, Teshin, Nungwa, you talk about the Nima area, Choko, where last year we experienced a lot of cholera cases together with La here. And we needed to go to some of these market centers, lorry parks, and then to do a lot of public awareness and create to inform them about the demerits of some of the things that they do.
Your outfit clearly, our coverage following issues of outbreak of cholera and sanitation clearly showed Zoomlion workers at work doing the best they could. Certainly. But in the last few days that we recorded a few rains, we still saw some filth, some garbage in gutters. Some gutters were choked. What is it that we are not getting right? And how can we fix that problem?
Yes, certainly it is a huge problem. And anytime I get the opportunity to speak on issues like this, I have been talking about the fact that people are simply not complementing the effort of the waste management contractors, not Zoomlion alone. Because, Martin, we have a situation that we desilt the drains almost every time. We try as much as possible to collect refuse at unauthorized places. We lift the containers regularly and all that. But people are simply lawless. You indicated rightly that when it rained, you saw a lot of garbage, especially when you go to the Kwale Lagoon where dredging is going on, end or door drain. People are now using the drains as waste receptacles, and it is a huge problem. We are not talking about the primary drains alone. We are talking about the storm drains that has been constructed for free flow of water. And you have a situation where people have made it a part of their behavioral DNA, where they think that the drains are meant for waste disposal. So it's a huge problem. You ask the question, what can we do to make sure that some of these things are curtailed? The major thing that we need to do is, first of all, to intensify public education. I am of the firm view that what we need to do, the district assemblies must intensify the public educations, and we must also encourage the environmental health officers to do what we always call premises inspection and ensure that people comply. Aside that has to be the enforcement of the bylaws, because I have always said that regardless of the number of equipment that Zoomlion will decide to employ to clean together with the other contractors, regardless of the number of workers that will employ and deploy effectively in the various district assemblies, if people don't recognize that environmental sanitation management is a shared responsibility, and therefore they need to complement our effort by changing their attitude, certainly will not make any
effort
progress.
In futility.
So the major thing that we need to do is to enforce the bylaws, because public education we have been doing to the extent that it's becoming a cliche, but people dump refuse into drains, they defecate openly, and they do that with impunity. And it is high time that we crack the whip. We must not treat people like that with kid gloves. We arrest them, send them to the sanitation court for prosecution. Martin, should be done expeditiously.
Doc, I'm sure you would side with some of the things you said, but aside that, what is the Ghana Health Service also doing to help people change their mindsets and attitudes? Because cholera does not discriminate. It can, infect any and everybody, and then that will be a problem. So issues of attitudinal change keeps coming up. What's the Ghana Health Service doing in this regard? Yeah,
it's better to say that what are we doing? Because if you look at the one key intervention area we talk about, risk communication and social mobilization. You understand me? You see, the behavior of human beings at times is difficult to change in a short time. So, as we are here now, it's part of that the education of the populace, that we have to understand that filth it's created by human beings. You understand me? Definitely, our day-to-day activities, you generate some waste.
True.
Both liquid and solid waste. But it left to the individual to understand that that waste that you've generated, you need to collect it in appropriate manner. So that we are talking to all of us that, please, you know that if you want to defecate, we should go do it in an appropriate place. You should have a toilet.
Are you working hand in hand with the city authorities?
Yes, that's what I'm saying, that we now have a coordination mechanism. All of us work together. Because the Ministry of Local Government, that's under which we have the environmental health officers working with all the actors that ensure that waste is disposed. So we work as a team. So now it's not only health alone. So we have instituted regular meetings for which the leaders of the Ministry of Local Government, Ministry of Water Resources, we report to each other of what we are doing. As it's saying right now, this is not done only at the national level. All the regions, districts, they have been mandated and instructed to ensure that liquid waste are disposed appropriately. But I'm hammering on the individual behavior. You know, as I was saying, the individual is a major problem. You see, because if everybody, assuming everybody has his or her toilet in his home,
and will go a long way to
yes, so you will not go to the open to defecate. And if everybody has his receptacle to collect the waste and is put there, you don't indiscriminately dispose of your waste. Then, if the authorities come, they can take that receptacle and dispose it appropriately. But it's when we do it indiscriminately.
For lack of time, we would have to leave it here for now. But I think the central message of attitudinal change and the fact that we all need to fight cholera has been made quite strongly. And I want to say a big thank you to you gentlemen. Robert Coleman is the Director of Communications with Zoomlion. And then also we had Dr. Emmanuel Joti. He is Senior Specialist in Public Health at the National Coordinator of the Cholera Prevention and Control Program with the Ghana Health Service. Thank you very much, gentlemen. And we at TV3 are passionate about health issues, and we'll see how we can also best partner with you going forward. This is still Midday Live on TV3.